Did anyone else go into this season of The Valley and think this is going to be terrible, but now they're like, I love it? Because that's me. Hi, I'm Emily, host of the podcast She's Speaking with Emily Hanks. So come check me out everywhere you get your podcasts.
Hi, Chantel.
Hey, Roxanne.
You know how many messages we got of people saying, literally people saying, we keep refreshing every hour and we're waiting for your new episode to hit. And I'm like, I am so sorry. Chantel's
No,
out
that
of
was totally
town.
my fault. You guys, like, it was so crazy because you know when you're on vacation sometimes and you just like truly forget about like what you do for a living. Like Roxanne had texted me today, it's Monday, and she goes, "Hey, like, what time are you gonna be home so we can record?" Like, I completely forgot New Jersey was on. I completely forgot like I had a podcast. Like, I like zoned everything out, and I was like, "Oh damn."
I know. And yeah, because literally everyone was like, we were waiting since last night. And, because we usually will do it after. And I was like, we'll have it up this evening, I promise.
Yeah,
So
we spoil y'all, huh?
I know, right? We're like, let's get on it. Hurry, hurry.
New Jersey hasn't even been out for 24 hours yet.
I swear. It's just because, like, when someone's used to something, we release
I
it right
know.
away. So then they're like, what's wrong? What's going on with them? And I'm like, no, Chantel's just on another trip. Like, this girl does not sit home.
I know, I truly
And
don't. And I'm about to leave again like next week.
when are you leaving?
I'm going to Orlando for work.
I can't. How was your trip?
Well, just telling you like that it's a lot with the kids. Like we went my nieces and nephews and my sisters, and it's beautiful up north where we're at, but it was just a lot with the kids.
Chantel was just saying, she's like, dude, like, it's really not worth it bringing kids. And she was just saying how they all had tantrums and one was crying and one was sick. And she's like, thank God I wasn't with them all the whole time. Because it really is a lot. And I swear you really can't control how your kids are going to, even if you have the like most well-behaved kids on a trip where it's like a different atmosphere.
Environment, yeah.
Yeah. And they're not, and they're tired, but like we can't have like their regular nap. You really cannot control it. And I was telling Chantal the worst thing for me, I always struggle taking my kids on trips when they're like 1 to 2 days because it's like the amount that you're packing, the amount that you're doing for like your routine to go off for 1 to 2 days, it's not worth it.
Yeah, and like I feel like everything felt so rushed sometimes when you're with the kids too, because it's like you have to hurry up and get dinner, you have to hurry up and make dinner, you have to do this.
Yeah.
Let's do this. Oh my god, because like, and they hear the word ice cream, like they won't even like think anymore. Like
Yeah.
everything revolves around that word until they get it, and it's like, oh my Lanta, they're just it was wild.
I know. I
But it
love
was cute.
going.
They had fun like in the pool and
Yeah.
stuff, like how like they love pools. Like that's how we were when we were kids. Like
Growing up.
like
Yeah.
our parents would take us to random hotels just to swim in. Like we loved it.
Oh my gosh, absolutely. I mean, I love taking my kids. Like my husband will look at me and be like, "Let's just me and you go." And I'm like, "No, but then I feel bad. I want them to come." So I like it, but I know it really is a lot of work. Thankfully, like my husband with one of my children who like, will act up sometimes, like he can handle her so well. So like, but I would die if it was just me. I would never be able to. So
Yeah.
I took Chantel's advice this weekend. Chantel told me that I need to get the hell out of my house and to get a baby. And she's like, do not take your kids. You need a babysitter and just go to the mall. You guys,
How did
I
that
haven't,
go?
well, so I haven't been to the mall in years. I only went one time to take Christmas pictures with Santa. And, going to the mall during Christmas time is magical. I didn't go to shop though. I just went to take pictures. So I got a babysitter and I said, okay, I'm going to get ready and I'm going to go. And I went and I truly haven't been to the mall that I went inside the mall and I'm like, wow, it's really dead on a Sunday. I'm kind of shocked. And I'm like, this is depressing. Then I went to Zara and I start opening the door and everything is locked, but I see employees and I'm like, ma'am, what are you doing? Like, open the damn door. And then I see someone that I knew and she's like, the mall opens at 12, right? And I was like, what? So I literally like got a babysitter early for no reason. I did make some steps, but am I the only person that finds the mall to be very depressing?
No, because I don't like the mall. Like I
I
despise having
hate
to go to the
it.
mall. So like if someone asks me to go to the mall for fun, like absolutely not.
No.
I don't find I'm not like a good shopper like when I'm looking through racks as much. Sometimes I can have a good eye on things,
That's
but
why I can't shop at Marshall or TJ Maxx because it's so overwhelming to me.
see like I like those places, but like sometimes
I
like
don't.
in Zara
I
or
like shopping
whatever.
for home. I love shopping there for home stuff,
Yeah.
but not clothes I'm talking about.
Yeah, I just think sometimes, like, I'm not great as a visionary, so, like, I love to see it on the models. So, like, now that's, like, the only way I can shop is by seeing it on someone.
Which that's what I'm used to. Like, I went and I was like, "I'm gonna try on everything. I'm not gonna be like, no, I don't feel like it." And I would try it on and I'd have a lot of clothes and I would feel bad for like walking into a fitting room with a lot of clothes and then I'm like, "Should I just buy it so I don't have to give it back to the guy?" Like, I'm like, "Okay, I'm not made to come to these
Did you at least,
places."
like, get lunch, get coffee? What'd you do?
No, I didn't. I just got clothes.
Okay,
I
so how
bought
long
like
were you there
clothes.
for?
I was there for like 3 hours.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it was really long. That was because the first hour though I was walking. I made my steps and I was just walking because I came early and I was like, I can't believe I did this. But no, I didn't like eat or anything.
Oh,
I
okay.
felt weird being by myself. I don't know. You told me I was gonna like I needed to do that and I did it and I was like on my way home and I was like, Sunday scary, Sunday scary, Sunday scaries.
I know, but at least when you got home, it was like, you, like, didn't have the full day with the kids, like, you had a little break. That wasn't
Yeah.
nice?
Okay, no, that was nice. I missed them though. That was nice though. But anyways, you guys, so much has gone on. So much has gone on. We found out the Real Housewives of New Jersey isn't having a
Reunion.
reunion. We touched on this a little bit on our Patreon a few days ago, but yeah, this is all crazy stuff. But at this point, there's no really new updates. They're kind of saying like,
It's
we're gonna
canceled, right? Like, they're still saying it's
it's
canceled?
canceled. Yeah, it's
Yeah,
100% canceled. We're gonna like figure out maybe something else, but at the end of the day, I think what they're gonna do is just really keep watch what happens live, where each person has their own moment to come in and kind of talk about things. So we'll still see that. And as you can see, they didn't even do an after show. The show is too dark. The show is too toxic. You have them against like saying, "I want to come on the show," or "I can't wait till the reunion. I can't wait to come on the reunion. I'm dying for the reunion." Before the season even aired, it was like all this divide, all this toxicity. It's not worth it. It would have been the same as last season. And guess what? Bravo doesn't. You don't get paid for the reunion until like you actually go to the reunion. So Bravo's probably like, why am I about to pay these women at this
oh,
reunion
literally.
for no reason? It's gonna be an absolute shit show. They're gonna be literally cussing each other out, just like Rachel Fuda did on this episode. Like, shut the fuck up, bitch, bitch. Like, oh my gosh.
Oh,
Like,
oh my god, I can't wait to talk about that scene, you by the way.
oh
Like,
my
that
god,
was
I
the
was I
scene
was
that got
dying.
me
I was dying. I
heated.
know. I
Everything
know.
about that lunch. Oh.
Ugh, it was bad. So, yeah. So, I mean, I truly believe that it was the best thing, but then that we've been saying this. We've been saying season 15 is going to be the biggest shakeup ever. Now with this, oh my God, is there going to be a season 15? We don't know. We really don't. But I truly think it was the best because I feel like there was aspects like social media trying to interfere and then the housewives like getting excited to like have more of a divide. Danielle Cabral coming in and saying, "I now have a feud with Teresa. It happened after the holidays, even though we've been good." So it's like no one has time for the same thing over and over again. And I truly feel content with it not being a reunion. It would have been the same thing as last season. So why would we want to watch that? No one cares about what's happening outside of the show or like there would be no point to it. There really wouldn't be.
I agree. No, I know. I totally agree.
I did want to touch on this because Jackie Goldschneider, she went in an interview and it was super interesting and it kind of touches like with why the reunion it just needs to not happen. And it was in an interview with ET and she said that, she really came into the season wanting to be friends with everyone and she's like, I mistakenly thought that we could all come together and be a cohesive group. And that clearly did not happen. So apparently stepping into season 14, Margaret, obviously declared that she's going to avoid Louis and Teresa at all costs. And Margaret expected that Jackie would follow her lead and not talk to Louis, look at Louis, not talk to Teresa. So she says, before the season started is when our breakdown began. There was issues before the season even started. And so I think that just escalated on camera. And I think that Margaret expects and demands a lot of loyalty. And that translated into not being able to move forward with other parts of my life. I don't think friendship should be that difficult. I think they should be easy because life is hard. And I think friendship should be easy. And it wasn't an easy friendship anymore. And so I started taking some distance from it. And I think Margaret found that very, very insulting and disloyal. And I think things just escalated from there.
Oh, yeah.
Um,
Oh yeah, go
Go
ahead.
ahead. No, go ahead.
No, I was thinking like I agree with that. And I think like I think of them having a conversation though. Like I wonder if they didn't like they never had that conversation, and like
Yeah.
it just was like awkward for Margaret to just see this like distance, and then all of a sudden she's friends with Teresa. Like I can see that being weird. Like I think a lot of people watching it, especially people who are not on social media, like that them seeing like them get weird, everyone's probably like, what the hell's going on? But like from all of us, we're all kind of like, yeah, this should have happened, and is we understand why it's happening.
Right. Um, So another thing is, she talks about the whole book, the advanced copy of my book, and she said Margaret absolutely 1000% got an advanced copy of my book. She just did not get the soft cover unfinished press copy that went to people who asked me to do press with them. Melissa asked me to do press. She asked me to do her podcast, and my publisher, who had those books, sent her one so she could be prepared for the podcast. So it's interesting because I remember when Jackie sent them all her books, every single one of them posted it on their story. So for Margaret to act like she didn't receive the book is the scariest thing ever. And even Jackie says here, Margaret brought back up the annoyance over the book a few weeks later. And she was like, what the hell? Like, you absolutely did get a book. So the season feels very scripted. It feels
Yeah.
very like we're trying very hard to make this work because it's so divided. So let's like still try to make a good show.
Even like there was like a scene like I think even when it was Teresa and Jennifer getting their facials and they're like, let's call Jackie. I'm like, oh my God, like this is all so scripted. I can't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Then Jackie says, for me to be held to a standard where on the 1 year anniversary of her ex husband's death, who she divorced over a decade ago and has since been remarried, that's a really high standard to hold somebody to. And I absolutely agree. I don't understand.
And
Again, I think it's Margaret reaching.
yeah, no, and listen, I think like especially I think I said this last week or wherever I said it, I don't know. If she like they're not talking right now. Clearly they're not as close as friends. So she's not how is she gonna know? So how are you holding her fault for that? Like it's one thing if like you are a constant conversation and you mention like, oh, I haven't been feeling so well, or like something's been going off, and you're like, oh, what is it? And then you keep mentioning your ex-husband. Like I'm sure something would trigger her to like check in on you, but you guys are clearly not close anymore for her to do that. So
Yeah.
for you to hold that on her the 1 year, it's like, damn, like you really are asking for a lot.
She said, I was on the phone with her all the time. I cried more at the funeral than anybody. I was at her house for the Shiva. What does that mean, Chantal? Shiva?
Sheva, I think it's like something with the Jews.
Okay.
Like it's
Are
their
you sure?
funeral. Yeah, it's
Okay.
like their
Okay.
funeral.
Like,
Don't get scared.
what?
It's okay. It's a
I
cultural thing.
know.
Someone tell us what it is, but I'm pretty sure it's like it's either like their 7 day, like or
Did
it's
you
like the
hear that
next day.
silence
I
from me? I was
don't know.
like, wait, I'm
You get
scared.
scared right now, even saying like those words right now is what's happening. But
I know. I swear, I really do.
we're not
Anyways,
laughing at anything, by the way. I just like correct us if I'm wrong, but I'm almost positive it's something to do with like either like how we do like the 7 day, like on our seventh
yeah.
day, they do something like that.
Shout out to Astepro for sponsoring this episode and providing us with free samples. All right, you guys know I've been congested with a stuffy nose for months that I even struggled podcasting. And with the weather change here in Michigan, my allergies have been all over the place. It's completely thrown me off. The worst part was I didn't sound like myself, but as you can see, I sound a lot better after using Astepro. Astepro is the fastest solution to nasal allergy symptoms. It starts working in 30 minutes while other allergy sprays takes hours. Astepro delivers full prescription strength indoor and outdoor allergy relief from nasal congestion, runny and itchy nose, and sneezing. Get fast acting nasal allergy symptom relief with Astepro. Go to asteproallergy.com for a discount so you can Astepro and go. Again, ASTEPRO allergy.com. Use as directed for relief of nasal congestion, runny nose, sneezing, and itchy nose due to allergies.
She said, I was a very good friend to her. I didn't remember the 1 year anniversary, and I don't even feel bad about that. Margaret, over the course of that year, I'm sure that she was hurt. I'm not taking that away from her. I'm sure that she was sad and she experienced a lot of emotions around it. But when we would talk, it was not about her grieving process over Jan. Like, Jan would never even come up. Bitch.
Exactly.
Oh my
That's
God.
that's what I'm trying to say. It's like if you guys were talking about it, like I'm sure she would think about it. Like, and your friends who did text you because you're probably like, the day before, like, oh my God, Jan's funeral's or 1 year's tomorrow. I'm going through, and then they text you and say, hey, how are you feeling on Jan's 1 year? Like that's probably how it happened with the others.
I know. She says that, man, Jackie's like not someone you want to be on your bad side with because she is like
She
checking you,
articulates.
dude. Yeah.
Yeah.
She said, I do think that Margaret was really, and that's how you know this whole Jan thing is honestly, rest in peace, by the way. Like, no disrespect to him at all, but it's all for a storyline because, like,
Which is
what else did
messed
she
up.
have? So
Yeah.
dumb. But that's Margaret. She'll go as low as using her ex-husband as a storyline who's not here right now. I can't imagine what Jan's girlfriend is thinking right now. Like, she's probably like, Margaret, shut the hell up, but she won't say anything for the kids. Anyway, so it says, so Jackie says, I do think that Margaret was really pissed that I went to the dog party and that I was getting friendly with Jen and Teresa. For what it's worth, Margaret turned down Jennifer's invite to attend the event. I think Margaret was really upset that I was moving forward with a friendship with somebody that she disliked so much. And I think the other part of it was that she really expected to come first in all aspects of my life. And how dare I send somebody else the book before she gets it?
Yep.
She does say she did share a very beautiful, special friendship with Margaret, but right now, more was expected of Jackie than Margaret. She says, I never expected it to turn into what it turned into. And she said, I never had a fight with Melissa. We had some words, but Melissa and I were fine. I really don't understand what happened there. All of a sudden, one day I wake up and we're in a fight. So I think that was another loyalty demand on Margaret's part. And I think there was a lot of games going on this season with choose a side, pick a team. One's going to say, one's going to go. And I think it turned into like a game show, a competition, of friend groups.
Oh yeah, like, and you can even see it again at this like bougie brunch where like Melissa's like, "Don't you," to Jackie, like, "Don't you dare make it seem like she didn't hurt you." It's like, okay, people can move on and don't have to constantly talk about how someone has hurt them.
Right. Yeah, and Jackie does say at the end of the day, she's a friend and she's like, I'm happy to be a friend of the show. Like my whole family's happy. And she's like, I'm not fighting for screen time. I'm not engaging in ridiculous antics. And anybody who watches the show can see I did not start that fight at the softball game with Margaret. I didn't do anything outrageous. I was just responding to her. And then she teases that the feud with Margaret will pick up in the next coming weeks as well. And she says, I know there might have been some strategy on Teresa's part. I haven't seen the episode, so I don't know if the behind the scenes she's saying, oh, Jackie hates Margaret now. Let me get in there. I don't know if that happened, but even if that happened, it has been a very long time since filming, and Teresa and I are super close. Our friendship continues to grow. We celebrate birthdays together. We talk on the phone multiple times a week. We don't even talk about the show. We really like each other. So no matter what it started as, we turned it into a really nice friendship.
Well, that's nice. I mean, and like, you know what? Like I said, I would never probably trust her with everything, but and Teresa hasn't even been saying that on the show. She kind of just keeps saying, like, I'm happy she's standing on her own 2 feet. Like, that's all she's saying about it. And like, I think that's
Yeah.
a nice friend of anybody to say. It's like, yeah, stand up for what you believe in and what you want to. And
She's
don't
saying
come for me.
you've said this too, that she acknowledges, like, I've done a lot of intensive therapy to get over things.
Yeah.
And so of course she was devastated with what Teresa did about the rumor in Evan, but she's like, I moved past it. And Teresa, okay, this is interesting. So
Where
it
did
says
she say this again, by the way?
to ET.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So Teresa claimed that Margaret was the original source of the rumor that and that Jackie has now seen that.
And this is the one
Uh
that they never had brought up on the reunion.
they did bring it up at the
Oh
reunion,
yeah,
but Bravo didn't
this
air
reunion.
it.
Yeah, yeah, this past reunion, but we didn't see it.
No, it was a few reunions ago. It wasn't
Oh,
this past
okay.
reunion. Yeah, the Evan rumor was discussed, and Teresa literally says it was Margaret who told, Joe and Melissa. And I don't know why Bravo cut that. Because producers are favor Margaret, and that's probably why
Mhm.
they cut that actually. So we need a new production team for New Jersey, okay? We need a new production team. I feel like the former producers I really liked. This, I don't know. Okay, so it says, so she says, before I became friends with Teresa, when I saw that we were starting, I took Evan aside and I said, listen, how do you feel about me being friends with Teresa? And he was like, fine, I'm over it. If Evan said I can't stand or stay away, I would have respected that, but he's over it. I'm over it. I don't know what else to say. Like, there was nothing there that I still feel anger or pain in my heart. I let go of it. I'm not apologizing for it. And yeah, I mean, I think you should move on. Like, a lot of times on the Real Housewives, they say really fucked up things to each other and they're able to move on.
Yeah. And I think that
So,
can be growth, but I also think if like why hang on to it? Like why keep, you know, holding that into you? Because then you're gonna keep like feeding something that shouldn't be there, in my opinion.
right. And Danielle, sorry, Danielle, Jackie says, everyone on the cast has fought. No one else is getting shit for making up with each other except for me and Teresa. I mean, Danielle spread a cheating rumor about Melissa last year. They're thick as thieves right now. Nobody's giving them any stress about it. So I don't know why I'm held to a different standard.
Yeah, because you know why? It's because that you, Melissa, and Margaret were so on this team of hating Teresa that like it's so unfathomable that you would get out of that team and they're like so pissed by it. That's why.
Right.
And everyone knew it. The fact that Danielle's like, oh my God, how did this happen? It's like, you guys relax.
Yeah. She, of course, says, I think there's no coming back for Melissa and Teresa having a friendship. That's clear. I don't even hope that they make up because I think it's a disaster waiting to happen. And yeah, I agree with that.
100%. Like if Teresa was gonna ever even like make up with anybody first, it'd be her brother. It wouldn't be Melissa.
Yeah. I don't even think that would happen.
No,
It
I
just
know. I'm
wouldn't.
just saying, like, especially even after today, it's like just like, oh my God, like the way Melissa is with her, it's she gets so triggered by Teresa. It's actually crazy.
I know. There was another, I don't know if it was this interview or another interview, but there was an interview where Margaret literally told Jen Fessler and Jackie, like, you guys need to not speak to Louis and Teresa. And it, like, you're not going to be loyal to me. I'm not going to be okay with it because I'm not going to talk to them. And at the end of the day, that just is creating way more divide and it's not making the show good. I mean, Chantal, like, when you watch the episode, what'd you think?
I mean, I was watching it on my way back, so like I feel like there was no ads and or whatever, so like it was like fine, but there were like a moments I'm just like I cannot like this show is so like it's almost like fake and it doesn't feel like authentic at all.
Yeah, I thought it was so boring. I
Yeah,
was
and like
like, towards the
oh
end,
like
of course.
yeah, like this the bougie brunch was really entertaining. But like yeah, there were so many scenes of like I don't care to see this. Like
Oh my
literally do not I don't
god.
care to see even honestly Jennifer and Melissa them talking, that was boring too. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah, because like it's like there's also like no accountability. Again, we always say the biggest problem we have with Melissa is that she's never been able to
Well, the
like
one
take
thing I loved,
accountability.
yeah, and the one thing I loved is Jennifer did say like you're no saint. So stop right
Yeah,
there, which like
I
was good
know.
that she said that.
It's just crazy how they won't bring up BravoCon.
I know. Well, like I'm sure that's why like she knows that that's why she can't stand her husband.
Yeah, exactly. It's that simple. I don't understand. So, but I did love, seeing Frank, Dolores, and the kids dynamic. I think that's very special. I did feel like in that lunch, I missed Paul and Brittany being there.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Did
I
you
love
not?
I loved like seeing them like just a family sometimes, and like got to see my boyfriend Frankie,
I know. He's
and
so cute.
Gabby looks just like Dolores, by the way. Like I wrote that down. I was like she's like her twin. Like if
Really?
yeah, she's literally Dolores' twin.
I did die at Dolores telling us how Frank proposed to her. I mean, how does she have kids with young Frank?
Literally you could just tell that
Especially
was
because
like
she's like strong, but she does choose like, what was the other one? David, right? Was
yeah.
it
I feel
David?
like
Yeah.
she's changed a lot in her life, so like maybe we could see like young Dolores choosing a Frank. He was like hot and this and that, and it's like let's go,
Oh my
let's just have kids.
gosh. Yeah, I guess because
And
he's
he didn't
scary.
she always say like they probably would have
Playboy.
stayed together if like he didn't cheat.
Oh yeah, I'm sure. I mean, he
Yeah.
has a good personality, of course.
And they get along so well too. But I was
Yeah,
dying at the restaurant, literally thinking that he was proposing to her. Like I
I
would have
know.
died. Imagine like there was reports coming out.
Oh my gosh, real seriously. I'm shocked no one came out and said that. I mean, they immediately told everyone, by the way, no, this isn't a proposal, he's practicing or something.
I know.
I'm so not invested in Melissa Danielle Bravo Lover 1 2 3 4 hanging out. It doesn't seem real at all. They
Oh
bring their
my god.
sons. It was so like ick.
Yeah, like bringing the Danielle is what throws it off for me because Melissa doesn't care to hang out with
Yeah.
her. I can see obviously Danielle and Bravo Lover or Melissa and Bravo Lover hang out, but it just 100%. I was like that scene. I was like, why is this here?
Yeah. Danielle has New York Fashion Week and she has X amount of tickets, so she decides to invite Bravo Lover 1 2 3 4 and Melissa, which makes no sense at all.
I understand the Melissa. I don't understand the Bravo Lover.
I mean, I still don't understand it. Like you are just now working on your friendship. So it's like I don't know. I don't really understand what Danielle's
For a
doing.
business standpoint, I can understand Melissa. Like she said in the thing, like Melissa helped her with putting
Her
bougie
pop-up
kids in
shop.
her and like her boutique and has helped her with this and like from the business standpoint like she has offered more than any of the girls have, but I mean from a support and like friendship aspect it's like you are closer to Teresa and Jennifer, so that's weird.
Yeah. Danielle tells us about her family drama and how she's not talking to her dad. Again, Danielle seems like she's all about Danielle and about her immediate family. We keep saying this, but why would we want to hear about a storyline where we can't hear from the others? We're only hearing her side and not seeing what her mom and dad have to say about it.
And they definitely were looking at her like, "What is wrong with you? Like, you're that angry? Like, you're that stubborn that you're
It's
not
not
talking?"
a because Danielle is about Danielle, Chantel. Like,
Yeah,
she expects so much from her family. You could just tell. And she puts her immediate family on a pedestal. And it's like, that's not how life works. Like, it's not just about your family. So
yeah.
she would be the most exhausting person ever. Like, it truly makes sense why the sister-in-law and brother do not talk to her.
Oh, everything about this episode, like, there was too much Danielle in this episode. We haven't seen her, in a minute, so,
I
like, it
know.
was
I
just like, "Oh
swear it
my
was a lot.
gosh, yuck."
Over at Margaret, she's talking shit about Jackie, and Margaret says she was defending Danielle, which, like, she's telling,
Marge
her
Senior
yeah, Marge Senior and Joe about the fight she had with Jackie, and she's like, "It just didn't make sense. Jackie was wondering why Danielle didn't invite her, and why should she get upset about that?" And it's like, okay, I guarantee right now, you're clearly irritated with Jackie. If Melissa was in that situation, let's say with Teresa or something, your ass would never, ever be like, "Melissa, I don't see why you're getting upset about that."
Oh,
So you're
100%.
just literally doing that because it's Jackie and you're annoyed with her about the Teresa thing. And this is why Jackie's like, "Okay, I definitely want nothing to do with you."
Oh, 1000%.
Yeah. I wrote the fact that Margaret is making this Jan thing a storyline is so scare because they've been broken up for so long. I mean, she cheated on him. His girlfriend that he was with did not even like Margaret. So she was not even on we already talked about this, but eh, I don't know where this is coming from, but I get the pressure of needing a storyline. I think producers really pressure you about that. So
I
when
think
when
what's more
desperate
like
times comes
Yeah, I think for me, it's more just like the fact that now she's like making it seem like her relationship with Joe is not as perfect as it should be because like
because
she
of
doesn't,
Jan. Oh
yeah,
my
she doesn't feel whole.
god.
Her
I
family's not whole.
can't.
So it's like two things. I feel like they don't need to intertwine.
Well,
Like you
what
could be
family?
grieving.
Who's talking to you? What kids are talking to you right now?
Yeah, like I don't, I forget like if what kids talk to her from that
She's
from.
she like none of her kids talked to her except one.
Yeah.
I don't
So like it's
understand
like,
it.
yeah, so to me it's like why are you making it seem like, because like you could grieve somebody, of course. Like I'm not saying you can, those feelings can be valid, but like why are you making it seem now like because that's there, you're like it's like off on your relationship with your husband.
Yeah, I don't know what you just said though. But
Like I'm saying like I don't like
that
that
was a
she's
little
making.
all over.
No, I'm just saying I don't think that her grieving can be one thing, but like the fact that she makes it now about it's making her marriage not feel as secure is like it shouldn't be that way,
Yeah,
in
and
my
it's been
opinion.
1
Like,
year and we,
yeah,
like, are hearing about it. I think it's interesting that Jackie said in that interview, "I was talking to her that whole year and never once was Jan brought up," and that goes to show you how fake she is.
exactly.
It's not authentic, and viewers feel it. Viewers are like, "Girl, like, try something else. Just say you and Joe are having problems, period."
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. It's like make that something and don't make them intertwined
Yeah.
together.
Yeah. Teresa goes to Danielle's house and Danielle's talking about Fashion Week and she shows the outfits and Teresa calls an outfit basic and Danielle kind of gets offended. But I knew what Teresa was saying because out of all of Danielle's bougie kid line, that is the only outfit I would ever buy from
Yeah,
her
that was the
because
basic one was the best one.
yeah, and Teresa made a point. She was like, "Listen, I worked at Macy's. I did the shop, the where she'd pick the outfits, and she's like, that's what someone would come in and pick for their kid." And it's like, absolutely, like my kids are the most basic people, and I do not like the cheetah leopard, the like tutu everywhere. I don't like. I do like some tutu sometimes, but not that type. Okay,
And
so
and like the way that where she's probably putting her stuff, yeah, I'm sure a lot of people in Jersey like that thing, like those things,
do
but
they? I feel like back in the day, maybe,
yeah, I
not
don't know.
now.
Yeah, for
Let us
sure.
know, Jersey. Like, do you guys
Yeah.
trust your kids in bougie stuff? Please let us know because don't take offense to this, but like, oh my God, that's scare for me. I don't know. I could never.
And it was just so
I feel
funny
like
that
my
like,
kids are at a high standard how I dress them. So I would never dress them like that.
oh yeah, and like you like dress your kids in a lot of basics, like very like minimal neutral tones, and like they're very cute, and like they have a cute cut to them, and like it's just like what would fall in the basic category. And
Yeah.
now like basic as in like you're a basic like basic B, it's a basic. It's
Yeah.
crisp white plain tees.
Yeah. I mean, I definitely don't dress my kids in crisp plain white tees, but
I'm saying like that falls into the basic
okay.
category. Yeah.
I dress them in like a neutral color. There's not like all these crazy ass prints with like
Yeah.
cheetah and fluff and foof, and I don't even know. That scares
Exactly.
me. Danielle definitely should be on Jersey Shore, but
Oh
back
my
in the
God.
day, Jersey Shore. But yeah, Danielle's just so about Danielle. She's not close with Melissa, but again, we find out she invites Melissa because Danielle says Melissa asked her about the clothes. And I'm like, okay, so is she implying that no one else asked her about clothes? That's why it's like I can tell like Danielle would be like hard in her family. Like if someone didn't ask her something, she would be so offended about it.
Oh
And
yeah,
you know, I
and
feel
like
like she's at Chanel. No, wait, Chanel. You know, me and you always say like I don't know why me and Chantal get stuck like talking to people where we have to ask them a billion questions and they never ask us one thing about our lives. And it's literally like the worst type of conversation ever. It's just a one sided conversation. And I think that's what Danielle wants in her life.
oh yeah, and like the minute like Teresa opened the door and like brought her tequila, she's like, I'm so stressed out. And Teresa like to me, Teresa was so genuine in her friendship at that moment. Like she's like, why? She's like, oh, let me see. Like she was so excited for her
She
and
was
was
like,
so
that's so exciting.
she was so excited. She's like, let me see. She gave her a shot, like, or she gave her the tequila, like they're having a good time. And it's like, not once did you hear um Danielle ask a question to Teresa.
Exactly. That's so true.
And the whole time she's complaining. And like the fact that you don't have the balls to tell her that she's uninvited, like you're scared.
Exactly. She brought up like the Jennifer setting her up thing, and Teresa's like, well, okay, if you still want to talk about that, then go ahead and ask Jennifer. But it's funny because before they started filming again, they're literally like hanging out all the time, Teresa, Jennifer, and Danielle. So it's like this show is too much. Like New Jersey has lost its touch because it's like,
Yeah,
why
like
are we talking about this? You guys were actually hanging out outside of the show after filming wrapped up last season for a really long time until filming started and picked back up.
yeah. So you could have asked Ben that then, like, why'd you set me up? That's it.
Right. Or did you set me up like you're doing?
Yeah, exactly.
Melissa and Jennifer meet up, and it's so awkward initially. You can tell these two. I did write this. Like when they get along, I like them when they get along, but they're always going to end up. You know those people that you have in your life where like it's great when it's great, but then the second like something goes off, you remember all the bad things that they've done to you, and then you're like, "Fuck you."
Yep.
Like that to me is their relationship. And but I do like when they get along, but obviously that's not going to last much. But Jennifer to me really knows how to speak when she's like having this conversation with Melissa. She articulates herself very well, and you know, look how she wants to move on despite being close with Teresa. Teresa's not
And
telling Jennifer you
she
can't.
owns her shit. She's like, I'm sorry for doing that. She's like, you were
Yeah,
collateral damage. Like you were caught between the crossfires. Like she literally owns up her shit. And it's like, that's what you need someone to do to move forward. And then you can move forward and just say, like, let's not bring it up.
yeah. No, I know. I really appreciated that, and you had said she had said like you're no saint, and she called her out on stuff, and um,
To me,
Melissa.
to me the whole time I thought Melissa was like cool with it. She like felt so good about the conversation that they had. She like was even like happy that Jennifer opened up to her about her vulnerability of like, you know, you disrespect me because you guys are nice to my husband and you're not nice to me. I'm so happy Jennifer said that to her, by the way.
Yeah,
And Melissa felt so good by it. She's like, I'm so happy she opened up to me. And like I can't wait for you to get to the conversation between when she tells Margaret all
I
this.
know. I know.
Because it's like you're so two-faced. Like this is why I can't stand you. You're literally so two-faced. Like you left that
Mhm.
conversation like actually like excited. Even in your confessionals, you're saying you're so happy she confided in you, and then all of a sudden like you go and mock her and like the way, oh my god, I can't. Like we can go to that after.
I know. So Fessler and Melissa go to Margaret's
Oh, there you
house,
go.
and Margaret's style is the scariest house I've ever seen. You know,
I
like
know you
imagine
don't.
selling that house. No, no, no.
No, no,
That house is
I know,
great.
no. I sometimes like some of her things. I'm not gonna lie. Like
Oh my
I
God.
know you're gonna say that, but like there's some things I actually do like because like to me, I like when something has charm to it and like I don't know how to explain it. And sometimes some of her things do. Like I think she's a little too crazy, but there's some charm to it.
My husband was watching with me and he was like, that is my husband is obsessed with homes. Like he literally like, you know, when you go to sleep and you think about what could I like dream about to make me fall asleep? This motherfucker is like dreaming about building his own house and making it like the most spectacular thing ever. Like I will be next to him and all he's doing is like looking up plans. And he was like, that is by far the ugliest house I've ever seen. I just figure when you have like your own style, but that's like that. When you resell that house, it's gonna be so hard to sell it because it's like there's so much I'm gonna have to change.
Yeah, no, I know. It definitely it takes a special person for that
Yeah.
house.
This is when, by the way, Margaret said Jan made her marriage better to Joe, which is also so scarce. I had a really hard time watching this episode, you guys. I really, really did.
Did you watch live?
No, I didn't. I
Oh,
couldn't. I could not
I know.
watch live. Like,
I feel like sometimes when you're watching live, it does make it worse because like I feel like it wasn't that bad when I was on my drive
well, but
home.
you were also like on your way home with a long drive. Like, it got
Yeah,
you through it. I mean, I was like dying watching this. I'm like, this
yeah,
is so bad. Um, Anyway, so what's crazy is Melissa was supposed to be good with Jennifer, but when she's
yep.
explaining how the conversation went, she calls Jen Aiden obnoxious, and then I'm like, was this when
No,
she
she
tried to
mocks
imitate her?
her. She literally
Yeah,
mocks her, imitates her, and then literally calls her, "I can be obnoxious too." And it's like
yeah.
she was not even that obnoxious. Like you literally told her that she wants your husband's like balls, and she's like, "No, I
I
don't." And
don't
she
want his
like,
limp dick.
yeah, exactly. So it's like she
And I
wasn't obnoxious.
remember during this time, Joe Gorga also had made a video, and we had all posted it. And it was a video on Cameo where he's talking shit about Jen Aiden and about Bill. And it's like, this is why she has a
Oh yeah,
problem
there's
with
so
your
many things.
husband.
Yeah, and like I swear, like if you forget or you're like someone that's not on social media, you're like, why does she hate him so much?
I know.
And like Bravo never does those flashbacks to make it to show like what the real reasoning is, or even Melissa and Jennifer. And it's like I swear they haven't been doing those flashbacks as much. They need to remind
Right.
people.
Yeah, I know.
The editing team sucks over here as well.
I know. It's
But
and
yeah,
by
it
the
really
way,
pissed me
the
off.
movie is like or the show's moving so fast. I feel like there's so much like things that have been cut out. It's crazy. So it's Danielle's bougie lunch, and everyone arrives, but they save the best for last, Teresa. And of course, when she walks
Wait,
in,
wait,
Melissa.
wait. I just want to know, how does bougie like lunch mean like tiaras and like sparkly? Like I just can't with her style.
No, it's scary. So when Teresa walks in, Melissa acts all awkward, and Teresa's literally unfazed.
Oh my 100, like, that's what I'm telling you, like, the way that Teresa gets under Melissa's skin, anytime someone says something
Yeah.
to her and Teresa would talk, she rolled her eyes, she, like, had these weird lips, like, I wish, like, we can someone can put all of her reactions into one video so you can see exactly what she kept doing to Teresa, and, like, Teresa didn't even look at her once.
Yeah. I feel like we're talking about Dolores and Paulie getting proposed again and again, and it just feels like last season, and I'm over that,
Yeah,
and I don't want to talk about that.
I agree.
Dan- Danielle brings up the Lena situation, throwing shade, saying she should have never been in the VIP because who is she? Ugh, Danielle's so unlikable. It's crazy because Danielle had a good season last season. Even though you and I, Chantal, saw that she was thirsty as hell, she did have a good season overall. And just like, look how one season can get to your head.
Yeah, because, like, even the way that she's acting with her friendships with everyone, like, she's literally
Yeah,
making it seem like they've been best friends for 10 years, it's like, you guys have known each other for a year now.
literally. Danielle said they shouldn't allow someone to talk about her, but Teresa and Lena has had a long friendship. And again, you're very close with your hair and makeup people. In fact, those people know more about you than anybody,
And it has
even
nothing
your
to do
friends.
with them at the end of the day. Like, that's how she felt. Like, what do you want them to say?
I know. Danielle says that she's had to defend them a million times before. And it's like one season, girl. You've been on one season and you're saying you're out there having to defend Jennifer and Teresa. I
Seriously.
mean, who are you?
Mhm.
Melissa's face throughout the dinner was obnoxious, and Danielle brings up the Melissa thing and asks about if they set her up. And Teresa's like, "I am so done. We've brought this up a million times." And here's what's interesting is Teresa was literally just at Danielle's house, and they already talked about it. Why are you bringing it up again?
And why are you putting it on me now? Like, you literally said Jennifer's name in front of Teresa. You never, like, said anything to her about it.
I
Like,
know.
she's literally, like, scared. She's, like, she's scared of Teresa, I swear.
I
And
feel
then,
like
like,
she's trying to get though Melissa's approval.
yes, and then in the dinner, she's like, "Yeah, oh yeah, you're so right." Because like even the fact that she like went off on Jackie and Teresa being friends and all them being friends, like, what is this? And then Melissa's like, thank you. Like she
Yeah.
really is doing it all just to like show off or something.
Yeah. No, she needs her approval. So she's like, I want to be good with you. I want to be on your side. I
Hmm.
know this cast is so divided and I want to be on your side. Danielle asked Teresa if she spoke to Bravo Lover 1234, and Teresa says she would rather not have the conversation now, but Bravo Lover is ready. She has been practicing the scene. She and Thirsty Foodle Lips, they were probably at home. What are you going to say to Teresa? What are you going to do? How are you going to say it? So, of course, our thirsty ass wanted to, show what she's rehearsed, what she was going to say, but she came in so disrespectful.
So
Her
hot. It was
approach,
just
her
like very
approach is so
uncomfortable.
ick. Yeah.
Hmm.
Well, because it's like, who are you, dude? Like, Teresa basically says, I brought up something his ex brought out to the world, and I didn't say it was present. Bravo Lover 1234 was like, you shouldn't be talking about exes when Louis' crazy ex hasn't
No,
shut the F
she
up
didn't.
about him.
She didn't just say that. She's like, "Oh, you shouldn't. You're the
Yeah, I
last person."
know,
Went
I
crazy.
know,
Like,
I
you're the
know,
last person. Like, oh, are you
I
okay?
know.
Do you need to breathe for a
I
second?
swear. Then Rachel's demanding to know what Teresa's intention was. And again, this season's just so bad. Rachel says her husband has built a life for his family, then says to Teresa, what the F have you done, you stupid bitch? Like, what are we, like, what's wrong with her? Like, that's
I'll
literally
name you
what
what
she's
she's
saying.
done. She's literally
I
graduated
swear.
from college. She just told us that in this episode. Graduated from college. She has like 3 or 4 best-selling New York Times cookbooks. She has a podcast. She has a YouTube channel. She's done 14 seasons of New Jersey. That's what she's done. Just because
Right.
she made her husband made a bad mistake and sent her to jail. That doesn't discredit everything she's done in her life. She's
I
raised
know.
4 beautiful daughters. Go F yourself. Literally, like I wish Teresa really could articulate herself because I would have went off.
I know, I know. Bravo Lover 1234 brings up how Teresa went to prison, and it's like, okay, so did your husband. Now
Yeah, but
what?
she tried to justify it and say, "Oh, that was when in his youth. He's made bad mistakes in his youth, but that was her in her adult years." It's like you're a POS,
You
literally.
literally just had Kyle Richards say in Beverly Hills that she signs documents and doesn't look over what her husband puts out. You trust your husband, right? Guaranteed this freaking thirsty Fuda has signed things that her husband put out there. On one hand, they try to make it like, oh, Teresa doesn't know anything. She's this and that. But then on the other hand, they're like, yeah, you were behind this whole thing. You knew exactly what was happening behind the scenes, and you knew what you were signing and all this bullshit. And it's like, okay, pick a lane, you guys, pick a lane. It's clear as day. Anyone who's ever watched from the beginning knows Teresa had no idea what the hell she was signing or what Joe was doing. And it's clear as day. Anyone watching knows that Juicy Joe was being shady and hid shit like that from Teresa. It's not a surprise to anybody.
Yeah, I agree.
Um, Yeah, so Bravo Lover says Teresa, yeah, like you said, made a stupid decision as a grown ass adult. Teresa calls her young and stupid, and Rachel says, "You're old and stupid, you dumb bee. You has been." And I truly, Chanel, don't think there's ever been a more unlikable person to enter the Real Housewives universe than Bravo Lover 1234 and her husband.
I know, and it's like I don't understand why you're calling her has been. She's still
I
on. She's
know.
still doing her thing. Like
And what
she
are
literally just
you? You're a
yeah, and
nobody.
like you're one season person. She's literally going on other shows. Like we're gonna see her probably a lot on like these different shows that she's doing. So it's like what you're saying doesn't even make sense. Like I swear if it made sense, great, and it landed, but it doesn't even land. So I don't know what you're
You
saying.
Bravo Lover has never been anything. You got your husband on IMDb taking professional shots, trying to be something. You guys are nobodies. So I'm confused here. Like thirsty. I'm really surprised though. Bravo Lover 1234 had the worst season last season. I thought she was gonna come back and maybe be a little bit better and maybe more likable, but it's like no, nope. There's nothing likable about her.
Oh no, definitely not.
Dolores is like, this isn't going anywhere. Let's stop. And Bravo Lover 1234, she's so excited to have a moment. She won't stop. She says Teresa has done things to build herself up and put others down, but it sounds like she's talking about her girlfriend, Margaret. So I'm confused here.
Yeah.
Rachel brings up how Teresa brought up the Jackie rumor, and Melissa inserts herself, and she's like, Jackie, you cared about that. And she came for your marriage. And Jackie's like, Melissa, I know what you're trying to do. Stop it because I know what you guys are doing. That rumor came from Margaret at the end of the day, you guys. And Jackie knows that. Who told Melissa and Joe, who went and told Teresa when they started filming the show. Producers knew about this from Joe and Teresa brought it out because they're filming a damn show. So they're like, okay, you guys need to bring
And they're
something
trying to
out.
make
You
it
guys need to make it
interesting.
interesting. Yeah. Um, Danielle is now mad that Jackie and Teresa are friends. She calls it comical. Danielle, you've been here for one season, and what's actually comical is Danielle being best friends with Rachel and Melissa and Margaret, who she didn't like last season, and only inviting Rachel and Melissa to her fashion show. Now that's comical. I mean, talk about being the biggest hypocrite ever.
Yeah, I agree.
Jackie says she has healed and moved on. She's not going to let anyone tell her how to feel. Dolores did piss me off a little bit. I'm not going to lie, because she looks at Bravo Lover 1234 and she said it's going to take a moment for what she just did to Teresa to set in. And she's like, Teresa's going to come for you. And Bravo Lover 1234, she's so ratchet this episode. She's like, I don't give an F. And Melissa keeps giving her opinion when Teresa literally doesn't even see her. So that's
Seriously,
how
and like
unfazed she is by this
I was
president.
kind of confused. Like, what do you mean she's gonna come for her? Like, she doesn't even give a shit about her, dude.
I know. It's honestly so scary. I don't know. I don't know how I'm feeling about this show. It's so boring. It's so divided. You cannot film a show like this.
I agree.
Yeah,
And it brings us to our first initial thought is like, thank God they canceled the reunion.
I know. I swear. Just seeing
Except
this and
moments
how
like that, like moments like that, this like scene right here is like one I would like for like the conversations to be had again. Like that's like what's fun about the reunion. So to kind of say like what do you mean by that? Like I've done this, like and just like they ruined that for each other.
yeah, I don't know. I'm happy that the episode was over, to be
Okay.
honest. I swear I really am not liking this season. Am I the only one? I don't know.
No, you're not. 'Cause I feel like we see a lot of people say that.
I know. It's so divided and I don't know who thought this was a good idea to do. When we all told you producers this is not a good idea and they still did it and now they're feeling and it's
I
like
wonder
you're not even doing a reunion.
I wonder how many times we've said it's so divided.
I know that should be the word of the day. But it is.
I
I
know.
don't know, guys.
I think
I
even
did
Melissa says it in this episode. She's like, half of us can't even look at each other. And it's like, okay, there you go.
exactly. So how can we do a show? We can't do a show
Hmm.
like this. Also, I got sick from Jack and I'm very annoyed.
Oh, how are you
I
feeling?
know. Well, sick, but I feel bad because Elle's sick.
Oh,
I know, and that's like the worst when they're sick.
yeah, like they can't even do anything about
I
it.
know, literally, and I'm like, "Oh, this sucks."
She's so
Yeah,
small.
I know, that's what I'm saying. But yeah, I'm just over talking about Jersey at this point.
Okay, well, we have,
You know
I
how
think, like
excited we
7
were to
episodes left, like
I
8 to 10
know.
episodes left.
Like, we love talking about Jersey, and I just,
Yeah.
like, cannot stand talking about it right now. I mean, I still like I mean, we know so much that it's like, yeah, I do like talking about it because we, like, just, like, know everything, and we have such a history with Jersey, but it's not good, and it sucks. Oh, and so freaking Bravo Lover 1 2 3 4. She went on her TikTok. Someone sent it to me, and she basically was like, "Oh, when someone tells you not to poke the bear and you don't care or something like that." And she's like sipping tea, and I always look at Bravo Lover 1 2 3 4's comment because she deletes. She's on her phone 24/7. She deletes every bad comment, and like the 10 comments where they're like, you ate her, Rachel, you ate her. She'll keep it." And I'm just like, you're so embarrassing. And the last thing these idiots should be doing is be posting stuff like this when their reunion just got canceled. Like, read the room, dude. Do you want a job? You clearly do. You're desperate as hell. You and your husband change your damn appearance for the show. Like, what are you doing?
Oh, 100%.
And I also think that producers, they wanted to cancel the reunion to also give every single person on the like everyone on the cast some consequence for, just everything, like the stuff like when they were like, you guys need to stop talking about each other, you guys need to stop posting stuff, you guys need to, like, it's a gag order, stop talking about each other, stop saying this. Margaret Joseph just revealed like one of the storylines that's going to happen on the show, so it's like, you know what, fuck you, we're not going to do a reunion.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah, but that's all that we have for today. I'm so sorry that, again, people who say that Sunday is a prime spot, Sunday was a prime spot 6 years ago. It's not a prime spot it's not a prime spot in 2024. I'm telling you guys. So it's not a good, it's very hard.
I like a Tuesday night is always good
Yeah.
night. I love watching
I
on a
hate
Tuesday
like with
night.
Summer House, like I don't like it being Thursday. I'm like,
Yeah.
it's just very annoying that it's like that late, but I think Tuesday is perfect.
Yeah, I feel
Tuesday
like a
or
Monday
Wednesday.
Tuesday or Wednesday is a perfect like show time for
Yeah.
me. Like,
Yeah.
we're halfway in our day, we're in our routines. Thursday and Friday,
Yeah.
we're like, okay, weekend already, let's go.
I know. Exactly. But
Okay,
that's all that we
yeah.
got. So we hope you guys have a wonderful week.
Yeah, bye guys.
Bye.
Seeking the truth never gets old. Introducing June's Journey, the free-to-play mobile game that will immerse you in a thrilling murder mystery. Join June Parker as she uncovers hidden objects and clues to solve her sister's death in a beautifully illustrated world set in the Roaring '20s. With new chapters added every week, the excitement never ends. Download June's Journey now on your Android or iOS device or play on PC through Facebook Games.